What's going on, y'all? What's going on? About to send this link out. Then we're going to go ahead and get started. Give me 1 second. All right, bam. All right, give me 1 second. Gotta go grab something really quick. All right, what's going on, y'all? What's going on? All right, cool. It's working. All right. So it's going to be a few setups we're going to be looking at. We're watching EJ. We're going to be watching GJ. Got gold on the other screen. Whoops. Here we go. Yeah, so we got a few setups we're going to be looking at right here. Didn't take any trades last night. Didn't see anything I really liked. We do got news today. We had a few news events go off yesterday as well. Well, last night, a few hours ago. And as you can see, we had some retracements happening. So we're going to be waiting to see how price reacts to these levels above it. I still want to lean towards sells, but I'm not going to be biased. Going to wait to see how price reacts. But I am still going to be looking for sells overall, especially when hold these levels as resistance. Yeah, GJ just hit this level as well. All right, so GJ just hit this resistance level. We're going to see if it's going to break this level or if it's going to hold it. So I am leaning towards sells, but we did have some news events pop off last night that caused price to pump up. We had GBP news and New Zealand news. But I'm still leaning towards sells, but we're going to have to wait and see how price reacts to these levels here. So it's just a trade idea because you already know I like to mark off my chart just to see if the idea I'm looking at is even worth considering. But yeah, this will be a decent risk reward. Nice 1 to 3. So we're going to see how price reacts to this level. We got about 2 minutes till the next 15 starts and London starts. So we're just going to be chilling and waiting. We had a great day yesterday, went 3-0. It's been a very choppy week, but even with the choppiness, we've been able to take advantage, catch some nice few moves. But yeah, so we're going to be looking at GJ, we're going to be looking at EA, we're going to be looking at gold. We're going to be looking at the indices. Price kind of playing around right there. Yeah, so I'm going to keep it on GJ right here. It is breaking this level though. This is the 4-hour level, this is the daily level. So unless price breaks back above this level, I'm going to be looking for sell. So I'm either going to look for a sell here, or if price can hold this level, we're going to look for a sell here. But as you can see, price is trying to break above it. It is struggling a little bit. You see how it's reacting to these lines right here, which is why we have these leveled off. So as long as price can hold underneath like 169.35, 169.40, I am going to consider sells. But if it can break back above that level, we could possibly look for buys or short-term buys. But right now we're having a nice retracement. This did go a little bit lower than the previous low. So we did hit the strong support level though. So that's why I'm saying we're waiting to see how price reacts to these levels. Because if price can break back above this level, potentially see the uptrend continue. Because where we're currently at and where price reacted last time harshly to is the strong daily support level. But are struggling to break through this level of traffic and make a new high. So we're going to see if we can hold this level. And if we can hold these levels as resistance, we can possibly see a reversal happen. So that's what we're looking at right now. And that's why I didn't really go for any trades yesterday, because the news events, the spikes of the retracements, and because really besides GJ, all the other pairs we've really been going for sells for, not including the indices. The indices we've been going for buys, but the New Zealand pairs, the AUD pairs, we've been going for sells. But the news last night caused some pushes to the upside. So we're just going to be chilling and waiting to see how price reacts to these levels. New 15 did just start. I'm about to pull up these other pairs, see what they're doing. Yeah, I might pull some pairs out the archives though, because price has been real choppy this week. So I might pull up some other pairs that we haven't traded, because there's been a few pairs I kind of put on the shelf since this year started, but I might pull them back out just because price is kind of choppy and to see if there's any other moves that I kind of like. So price is still pushing up. I'm not really going to mess with GJ unless it breaks above this level, these two levels, just to be on the safe side of things. So we're just going to be watching and observing. That's what we're doing this session right now. Let's go ahead and see what these other pairs are up to. All right, so that's pushing up as well. Yeah, so this was from the New Zealand news. So we were catching nice sells. You can see the short positions even on the daily. We caught this huge daily candlestick this day, caught the daily candlestick this day, and literally the news put a halt to things, because before the news event that happened like 3 hours ago, 4 hours ago, it was in a clear downtrend and potentially looking for a new lower low. But we hit this level of traffic here, and we literally tapped this level here. If we zoom in, you can see it literally tapped this line. And then this was the news event, and it just caused price to push up. So right now, I'm waiting for price to hit my next key price level, which is going to be around 0070, 0080, and we're going to see how price reacts there. But it did just take out this low. So we're either going to wait for a retest or for price to break the next level. But we might be looking for buys depending on how price reacts to this resistance level I got marked off right here. So we're going to wait to see how price reacts to that level. But this is already a strong candlestick, and London just started and New York hasn't even started yet. So wouldn't be surprised if we see some retracements happen. So that's what we're going to be looking for. Like I said, we had New Zealand news last night. Then we got GBP news literally about an hour ago. Only next news event we got that's high impact is at 10 a.m. EST, which is the prelim consumer sentiment for the USD pairs. So yeah, right now we're just chilling and waiting. Waiting to see how price reacts to these levels right here. For these other pairs. I'll get to the comments in a second. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Yep, same thing happened here. So depending on how it reacts to this resistance level, we're either going to wait for a retest or wait to see how price reacts to this next price level. So that's what we're doing right now. We're just going to be patiently waiting. It is Friday. It's still up for the week, as you can see on your screen, but definitely been a slower week, slower month so far. EN's doing the same thing. So yeah, that's what really the game plan is going to be for these pairs. So we're just going to keep it on GJ for now, because GJ's at this level right here. So I'm going to keep an eye on GJ here. I got gold on my other screen. I'm looking at the indices as well. Got the indices on my other screen. We're going to keep the currency pairs on that screen. All right, cool. So we got a new 5-minute about to start in about 5 seconds. Let me see what's the comments talking about. GJ buys, gold sells this week. Oh, I'm reading that wrong. GJ buys, gold sells. Yeah, that's what I'm anticipating. I'm looking at, matter of fact, let's pull up gold. So I was watching gold. There was like a small setup we could have caught on another level, but I'm not going to be saying sells yet. Like I said yesterday, if price can break below 2006, 2004, we can look for sales. But as we can see, price hit my level and then rejected it. So we're either going to look for a sell if it can hold this lower resistance around 2014, or we're going to wait for price to break below 2005, 2004 and look for a sell there. But if it can continue to respect this level like it is as a support, we can possibly see the bullish momentum continue. But as you can see, there has been some exhaustion and it's been struggling to make a new high. But I'm still going to wait for it to break this level here. So I'm not going to jump the gun on that too soon. Hey, that's what's up. I see you in here, Ryan. I see you. I also saw you joined. All right, so I saw you joined. I don't know if you did it already, but click the pin message, read all the pin messages, join the group chat. Make sure to watch the video in the group chat. All right, because I did saw you join last night. So make sure to explore, especially this weekend. Make sure to explore this weekend. All right, do not waste your weekend. Do not waste your weekend. Take advantage of the weekend and prepare yourself for the next week. All right, do not waste the weekend. But yeah, that's what's up, Advanced Gaming. That's what's up. But yeah, so that's what we're doing right now. So we're watching gold, we're watching GJ, we're gonna be watching GN, EN, EA, EJ, the usual. I might pull out some other pairs out my archive during New York, but that's what we're gonna do right now. So GJ is breaking this level. Like I said, I'm not really gonna enter a trade until price breaks above this level or rejects this level. That's gonna be my game plan right here. You could possibly see a short-term buy here to 169.40. But I don't really like to go for like small moves. I like to go for the big moves. So with that, you just have to be a little bit more patient and wait for that setup. So I have no issue with that. Because again, we went 3-0 yesterday. We're 8-1 for the week. No reason to, be trigger happy. So I'm just chilling right now. Speaking of which, since we're waiting for a bunch of things to retrace, let me go over how we did yesterday. So this is your first time on the stream. Make sure you hit that first link in the description. Click that link for the free signal room, free Telegram. That way you can follow along with what I'm about to show you on the screen. All right, so give me 1 second. Pick my other screen up to make sure we're not missing anything. Give me 1 second, y'all. Yeah, so I'm watching gold. NAS, we went for a NAS buy. We're going to go over that also. We went for a NAS buy yesterday. We hit TP2, we got wicked out, but then pushed back above, and I did re-enter, which is why I always post my entries, all right? So we're about to go over what I'm talking about. For those that are watching the live or watching the recorded, this is going to correlate with the disclaimer that I post every day in the Telegram. So let me pull that up. So this is how we did yesterday. We went 3-0 yesterday, 8-1 for the week, caught a total of 3,135 pips. EJ sell, we entered this on Wednesday night, Tokyo session. We was literally in drawdown. Let me pull the trade up. We was literally in drawdown on this trade all Tokyo session. It wasn't until like an hour and a half before London that this move dropped. So I took an original entry, I added a second entry that got worked out. Then when price came back to our original entry, I re-entered. All TPs got hit. So it's kind of confusing, but let me, okay, so this is the original entry. This is my second position. Stop loss, let me fix the stop loss to what it actually was. I feel like it was 147.80. These are going to look off because I just fixed my levels, so it's not going to be matching up. But this was the original move. What's that? Let me pull up my phone so I don't look right. Give me 1 second. Let me pull the trade up. Let me see. What was the stop loss? 147.20, 147.80. So I didn't do the full move, barely missed my final target but it hit all the marked TP, so it was almost a 1 to 2 risk reward. I did 2 positions in here, but we caught a total of 108 pips on this move. And then there's a GA sell that we caught. TP4 got hit. We caught 27 pips. We barely missed TP5, but then that wicked back out. So there was multiple times you could have re-entered to cause some pips. I re-entered this like maybe twice yesterday, as you can see. Very choppy, and then rejected that level. And then, yeah, so GA and GN and EA and EN are kind of retracing. They're all doing kind of similar things right now. So we're just going to be waiting to see how it reacts to this level up here. Because like we went over yesterday, depending on how it reacts to this level, if y'all didn't watch yesterday's stream, I suggest watching it when y'all get a chance. But we went over this yesterday's stream, depending on if it could react to this level and break this level. Because again, remember, we see here how price was in this box right here. Right, we went over this in yesterday's stream. So I was like, depending on how price reacts, it's either going to reject this level again, which we saw it did, and we could possibly see the uptrend continue, or it was going to break through this level and we could see the downtrend continue. So it did reject that level, so we can see the possible uptrend continue. And what I mean by that is, again, you just have to understand there's 3 ways price moves, right? There's 3 ways price moves. Either goes up, down, or moves sideways, either in an uptrend, downtrend, or is consolidating or in a sideways market. So reject this level multiple times. So the way it's looking now, we could possibly see a new high get made and the bullish momentum continue. But we're not going to know that 100% until we see how price reacts to this 4-hour level, and especially how it reacts to this daily level above. But I am leaning towards buys for the time being. So we're going to wait for a retest or price to break that next level. And depending on what that retest and or that next level, how it reacts, we may be looking for buys on this. You see it broke the level. It did just do a nice retest about literally like 30 minutes ago, but I wasn't on the charts at that time. So we're either going to wait for a retest again, or we're going to wait for price to hit this next level and then enter at the next level. That's what we're going to be doing right there. Put stop loss right here. Nice 1 to 2, almost 1 to 3 risk reward. Yeah, so we're going to wait for a retest. That's going to be the game plan there. Gold's still ranging. It might pick up some volume soon. London did just start. But again, we do got news later today. So wouldn't be too surprised if price plays around until news pops off. So we see GJ is still kind of chilling here. We got about 2 minutes to the next 15. So we're going to see what the next 15 does. It's either going to reject and break back down. We could possibly see a rejection here, or it's going to push back up. But like I said, I'm going to be waiting to see how price reacts to these 2 levels here. I'm not really, we could catch probably like 10, 15 pips here, but I'm waiting for ideal setup. So that's what's going on there. Give me 1 second. DJ. Let me put my other screen up. And then we took a NAS buy. Like I said, we hit TP2, and then when the news went off, it whipped this out because, as you know, 8 times out of 10, when there's high impact news, there's going to be some volatility. So you can kind of see the choppiness here. We hit TP2, and then it wicked down, barely hit our stop loss. So I got wicked out in profit, and then when price broke back above off this retest, I did re-enter, and then it ended up hitting, I think like this is like TP3 or TP4, if I'm not mistaken. Where is it at right now? 13,440. Yeah, so this was like TP3. So it ended up wicking back up and hitting TP3. So this is why I'm always talking about, don't be afraid to get wicked out in profit, because there's always a potential opportunity for re-entry. And this is just another example. Just like with EJ, those that was on the live yesterday, y'all saw that happen to go down with EJ. But for now, we're going to leave NAS alone because it's kind of in no man's land. So we're either going to wait for the next level to get hit or retracement. So yeah, the new 15 is about to start. Does GJ and EJ move kind of the same? That's a good question. So we can kind of answer that right now. So we're on GJ on the 15-minute time frame. So just look at what price is done during Tokyo session. And then let's pull up EJ and let's see if we see any similarities. You see almost the exact same thing. So yes, they do move the same, but they all have their own different characteristics as well. Because if we go into bigger time frames, we'll be able to see that. Right, so we're in the daily time frame on EJ. Let's zoom out a little bit. All right, so just pay attention to the market structure here, the candlesticks, boom. So you're gonna see some similarities, but they all have their own key price levels. They all have their own values. Like this is at 147.34. GJ is at, I think it's like at 167, if I'm not mistaken. Let's pull it up. 168, about to be 169. So you see some similarities, but they all have their own key price lows, and sometimes they do move slightly different. So we just look at this structure here, this huge green candlestick, and then these two failed new highs. And then we pull up EJ. You don't see that, right? You see the push up, and then you see a low, lower high, lower low, right? So that's why we went for a sell on EJ last night. Well, not last night, 2 nights ago, instead of a sell on GJ, because EJ was a lot cleaner looking. Because remember, we went for the AJ buy on Tuesday and Wednesday. We got wicked out and dropped to the downside. Remember? We didn't go for this buy here, but we went for a buy on the AJ that looked just like this. Rejected a level dump. So after we saw that dump and that rejection, that's why I was looking at the JPY pairs. EJ was showing, all the other pairs were showing slight bullish momentum besides GJ. GJ and EJ were the only 2 JPY pairs. Matter of fact, we can just pull that up. All right. So all the other JPY pairs we're looking at. Well, let's pull up the daily. So look, now you're talking about. So look, this is AJ. This is worth, where's it currently? It's at $90. So EJ's at 147. GJ's at 169. AJ's at 90. And you can see the market structure on the daily time frame is completely different, right? But if you go on the 15, it looks almost exactly the same. So that's what I mean by you don't want to just blindly enter a trade just because they're correlating pairs, because they all have their own characteristics. You get what I'm saying? Like you see on the 15, it looks exactly the same right now, but the structure on the bigger time frames, which is the important time frames, they look completely different. So yeah, they do move the same, but not all the time. And there's slight differences that you got to understand with that. And that's the same thing with US30 NAS and SPX as well. That's the trio. So JPY pairs move the same. Same thing with US30 NAS and SPX, and the same thing with GBPJPY and USDX50. Right, we pull up US30. And I'm still looking at these pairs. Don't get me mistaken. We're still looking at these pairs. We're not getting sidetracked. No more. We're still letting GJ do his thing. Still letting GJ do his thing. We'll pull up GN. So GN's kind of struggling. Let's see. Give me 1 second. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. When I get to talking, when I start breaking things down, I do end up forgetting we're supposed to be looking for setups. So let me make sure we're not missing anything before I start breaking this down. We'll just join the stream. We haven't entered anything yet. We have not entered anything yet. Give me 1 second, y'all. Then we'll get back to it. Y'all just joined the screen. You just joined the stream. Y'all see the screen. Y'all see how we did, how we're doing this week, how we did last week. Make sure to hit that first link in the description, join the free Telegram. That way you can see for yourself literally how we did this week, last month, last year, last quarter, January, whatever day you want to see, you can see that. So make sure to check that out. But right now, I'm just trying to make sure we're not missing anything. So let me pull out all my screens. Make sure I'm not missing anything. All right, cool. All right, cool. GA. All right, yeah. All right, y'all. I'm just making sure we're not missing anything. Yeah, these pairs still got some work to do. All right, so I'm gonna break this down, and then we're gonna go back to GJ. All right, so look at US30. Look at the daily structure. It's choppy. It's very choppy. Just stuck in this level of traffic ranging. Right, it's been very messy. We had this nice clean bull run last year, and then as soon as the holidays last quarter started, that's when things just became a mess. And then we had this small little downtrend, small little uptrend, and now we're just messy and choppy, right? Well, that's besides the point. Pay attention to this area right here. And again, we're on YouTube, so if I go too fast, you can double tap to the left and you'll be good. All right, so now look at NAS100. Completely different, right? Bullet. It looks a lot cleaner, bullish. Then we pull up SPX. Kind of looks like US30, right? Had that beautiful downtrend, and then right the last 2 months before the new year, choppiness, had a small downtrend. Now we're stuck in this choppiness, right? Now what we're going to do is go on the 15th. We're doing exactly what we did with the JPY pairs. So now just pay attention to what price did during Tokyo session last night and what it's currently doing in London session so far. All right. Then we'll go to NAS100. You see a slight difference. Yesterday looked exactly the same, but we know why it's looking like the way it's looking right now. Let's go to US30. So US30 looks like SPX. And on the daily time frame, US30 also looks similar to SPX. Oh, of course, it's not going to be exactly the same because US30 is worth $33,000. NAS is worth $13,000. SPX is worth $4,000. So obviously, there's going to be some differences there, but it's the same thing. So if you have a smaller account, you can mess with SPX or NAS. And if you like US30 or you like NAS, and one day or 1 week the charts are looking messy, now you can look at a correlating pair for a setup. But yeah, price is still pushing up. We're gonna let price do its thing still. I'm gonna pull up EJ as well. Let's see what's going down. Yeah, so we're doing the same thing. And now, why are we waiting for this level? It's very simple. I'm gonna cut it to the comments in a second. It's very simple because we just look to the left. We can see that price. Just look how price is reacting to this level. This is obviously a very strong support and resistance level, right? We see how price is ranging here. We see how price hit this, treat as resistance, then it broke above it. Same level that was getting treated as resistance, getting treated as support. Then when it broke underneath, did the retest, treat as resistance. Same thing with this level, retest, treat as resistance. Then we go further in time, you see the same level getting treated as support. Then we go all the way here, you see the same level getting treated as support and resistance. And then we even look at this bottom level, you see the same thing, price treated as support, support, support. So that's why we trade off these levels, and that's why we wait for price to hit these levels. So that's what we're doing right now. We're just going to be chilling, wait for price to hit that level to see how it reacts. Yep, the G is dropping. So I have this buy here. Like I said, it can end up pushing back down. So I'm not going to be too trigger happy. I want to see how price reacts off this retest, but it is dropping down for a retest. All right, the reason why I don't want to pull the trigger too soon is, again, we'll just look at what yesterday did. It hit this level and then rejected. Then, of course, when it hit the bottom of the zone, to push back up. But there's a very strong resistance level. And prior to this, we was in the beginning of a potential downtrend. Now, the downtrend can still potentially happen here if it rejects this level and it pushes down. But if it breaks this level, we could potentially see some short-term buys. I'm not going to say the uptrend is going to continue unless price breaks above like 88.10, but we could possibly see short-term buys if it breaks above 87.55. But as you can see, it's kind of rejecting back to the downside. So we're going to see how it reacts to this daily level. We're going to see if it's going to try to push back down. But if it wants to trade as support, we might look for buys. But I'd rather look for sells just because of just how the market structure is looking. But we're going to see how it reacts. We're going to see how it reacts. We got about 3.5 minutes till the next 15 starts. Yeah, we're just going to be chilling right now. Whoops. You have US30 marked up? Like you have the key levels marked off? Just pull gold back up. Yeah, so you see it touched that level, it's rejected, hasn't gone, we saw a slight red candlestick, but on the 15, it's been slowly wicking back up. So that's why we were waiting to see if we could break that level. But again, this is also a strong resistance. So if we can hold this as resistance, we can look for a sell here as well. We do have news at 10 o'clock EST for the USD pairs. So do keep that in mind. So yeah, we're going to see what the next 15 looks like. That thing barely missed my level. It hit my secondary level, but it hit my main level. But as you can see, it touched this level and then immediately rejected down. But I was waiting to see it hit this level first, but you know, it's not always going to be 100% accurate. So we got a new 15 about to start in about a minute. Let's see what these other pairs are up to. EN. Yeah, so they're doing a similar move. Yeah, so we're just patiently waiting right now. Like I said, I got that buy set up, but honestly, I don't know why I have that there. I don't know why I have that there. Because I want to lean towards a sell, to be honest. I'm not even going to consider buys unless price breaks and holds above this level. Anything underneath that level, I'm going to look for sells. So we'll see how price reacts to this daily level right here. Just on the stream, we haven't entered anything yet. We're just waiting for setups, waiting for retracements to finish, all that good stuff. We have not entered anything yet. Didn't enter anything during Tokyo session, personally, because I didn't like anything, so I just left things alone. But yeah, we're just patiently waiting. Bold this. Yeah, so we're waiting for price to either hit that level or reject back down and break back below this level. Same thing with GJ. And then same thing with EN and GN. U15 started. Let's see if we can hit that level. We're going to pull gold back up. And just flipping through so y'all can see what I'm looking at. Then once we go through all the pairs I'm looking at, we're just going to keep the right side of the screen for the main pairs that are closest to our levels. Speaking of levels, I need to add a level on there, so I might do that in a second. Now, this isn't a level we're going to trade off of. This is just a secondary level that I marked off because I saw some, what's the word? I saw enough behavior around it, so I wanted to mark it off. And we kind of see how price is playing at this level right now. But we're not going to trade off these levels. We're still going to wait for price to reach this level or come back down to this level. Then we can also see that price never did a retest. When the news started, pretty sure this was the news candlestick. I could be wrong though. So it's 3 o'clock. Time's it right now, 7:30. 3 o'clock. Yeah, so this might have been the news candlestick. But yeah, we're just chilling right now. Yeah, as long as it can hold underneath this level, still I'm considering sells. Key lows. What do you mean by the key lows? I know you said you had a mark. You said you have the key lows marked off. Okay. Send me a DM on Telegram. Send me your chart so I can make sure I understand what you're talking about. Well, you might not know my Telegram name. Hold on, I'll message you on Telegram. Send me a pic of your chart. Yeah, I just messaged you on Telegram. Yeah, so just send me your chart so I can see what you're looking at. Yeah, but we're just chilling right now. Now, people that have been here for at least, I'd say like last month, y'all obviously seeing some obvious breaks pumped with the trading. Now, if you haven't been watching the lives or looking at the charts, then you probably don't understand what's going on. So we're just going to go through a rundown of the charts. And the best way to do so is to be on the 15-minute time frame. So we can see right here, this is Monday. This is when the week started. Well, this was Friday. Sunday. This is Monday. So again, this is the 15-minute time frame. So every one of these candlesticks, wicks and all, is 15 minutes. And every 4 candlesticks is an hour. So this is Monday. Had a pump here, had a pump there. After those few couple pumps, what happened? Price took a nap for literally hours. This is almost an entire session worth of candles here, if it's not an entire session worth of candles. So can we really make any money when price literally is ranging between 10 to 20 pips? Not really, right? Now that was all Monday. This is Tuesday. So Tuesday, took a little nap, then did a slight, small, choppy pump, then took a nap in the middle of the zone. Then this is Wednesday, right? The quick pump. This is probably when we went for the buy on AJ, then it dropped to the downside. So unless you went for a sell here, there was only literally that one move you could have caught on GJ on Wednesday. So before we go forward, just a quick recap. This is Monday. It was 2 pumps. Then after that, price took a nap for about a session worth of candlesticks, right? This is when Tuesday started. Same thing, took a nap, did a quick pump here, and did a small little rise to the upside, then took a nap here. Now this is Wednesday. Quick little pump, drop to the downside. So again, unless you entered here or entered a sell here, that was literally your window for any picks on GJ. Right? Now this is still Wednesday. Did a pump here, took a nap. Again, it's the 15-minute time frame. So this is about, let's just count really quick. 4, 8, 12, 16. So this is over 6 hours worth of candles here. So again, a whole session worth. Price taking a nap. Can we make money off of this? No. Because if you include spread, you're not making any money here. You'll be flickering in and out of blue. Right? With why we were literally in drawdown the entire EJ trade into London session. Then there was this dump, right? And then what happened after this one dump? Price took a nap again. Then that GBP news, slow rise to the upside. So again, we just went over the entire week on GJ, and we can only see 3 or maybe 4 possible good setups we could have took. Right? And that's if you were there for the setup. The majority of each day, price, there was no volume. So can we make money when there's no volume? No. Can we take trades when there's no volume? No. Right? Now, okay, I get it. That's just one pair. But it's literally this with a lot of the pairs this week. Before I do that, let me double check gold before I get sidetracked. Okay, cool. Now this is GN. This was Friday. Caught this nice move on Monday, which we did call because I called this on Friday, and the move didn't finish till Monday. But we did enter this on what you call it. Let me scroll to whoops. Yeah, so this was a trade. I called it Friday. The final TP didn't hit till Monday. So again, this is Monday. Boom. Then after that, what happened? Price literally ranged, bounced and forth, bounced back and forth, back and forth. So again, you could have caught a small couple pips here. But again, price really didn't move at all. Then we'll go to Wednesday. This is, well, Wednesday starts around right here. Again, we're on the 15-minute time frame. So this is literally 5+ hours of price taking a nap in place. So can we make any money off of this? No, we can't. Literally, this is Tuesday. Wednesday starts right here. Then I did this quick move. This was Thursday. So Wednesday ended right here. So I did this quick move right before market close. So again, there was only a small window to catch a trade. Now we did call this trade, if I'm not mistaken, but again, it's very slow, very choppy, right? This is Thursday, right? And this is when the news last night happened. So again, not really much you can do when price is choppy, right? And we're looking at GA. I mean, same thing, except the choppiness is kind of like just levels of traffic that got made. So it kept on bouncing between zones, right? The same thing, it's just been extremely choppy, indices included. But we still were able to catch a few moves. So it's doing a retest here. He rejected that level, did the retest, hit that level, push back up. We got 4 minutes to the next 15. So we're going to wait to see how this candlestick ends. And we could possibly go for a buy on this right here. So we're going to keep an eye on that. Yeah, that's just a quick rundown of the week. All right. So if anyone's been confused, like, oh, he's not calling any trades out, or, oh, you know, the members are just getting all the trades. How it works is, and I put it here, I will be trading Tokyo session members only. So if I see setups during Tokyo session, those are only going to the members. And over half the trades this week and most of the week are always Tokyo session trades. So you aren't going to miss up half those trades there. And then with the choppiness this week, again, members are always going to get priority. They're always going to get the bigger setup and the most trades. So if I call 3 trades out, guess what? They're going to get 2 out of 3 trades. If I call 2 trades out, they're going to get 1 trade. You're going to get 1 trade. That's just how it works. So again, if there's not a lot of setups to call, I can't really do much. Because again, if we look at last week, right, and then we compare that to the last week of April, we took 9 trades last week. And we compare that to the last week of April, we took 15 trades, right? And then we look at the week before that, we took 11 trades. Then the week before that, we took 10 trades. So we're kind of there now. But again, even these moves, these trades we took was more volume filled, right? We hit multiple TPs. All TPs hit on both these trades. We had 1 TP hit here. Then the second one, all TPs got hit in the members. This one, all TPs got hit. TP3 got hit on this one. All TPs got hit on 2 out of the 3 trades this day. Look at this one. TP2 got hit. So yeah, 2 out of 3. So yeah, but you know, it is what it is. We can't control the market. We are opportunists at the end of the day. So you know, if there's no opportunities, we can't do nothing about it. Or if price is taking a nap, like it did here, for again a whole session, nothing we can do about that, right? Out of our control. I just want to go over that, so just to explain what's been going on. But yeah, we got about a minute to the next 15. You want to see what this is talking about. I'm going to go ahead and start writing some of these trade ideas up. I'm trying to see if there's any other setups we can look at as well. Excuse me. Yeah, but I want to see what the next 15 looks like. Because EA is looking slightly different from GA. And we do have this key level here. Let me mark this off. We do have this level on the daily. Let me mark that off. And it is respecting that just like how I did yesterday. So realistically, if we do take a buy here, it would be a short-term buy. and a high risk buy. So depending on what the next 15 looks like, I may or may not take. Because again, the way I trade is I like to go for the big move. I like to go for the overall direction price is going. I don't really like to go for scalps, right? So we go on, well, this isn't a good example. Let's pull up GN. Off rip, you can see how we caught the entire daily candlestick here, the entire daily candlestick here, caught the daily candlestick here, caught the candlestick here, caught the candlestick here, caught these wicks before rejected here, caught these daily candlesticks here, caught this daily candlestick here. So yeah, with this strategy, we're able to determine the overall direction price is going, not just for the week, but for the day. So that's why I am a lot more patient with my setups, because I'm trying to go with the overall direction price is going so we can catch the entire daily candlestick. Because what's better, catching a couple 15-minute candlesticks, a couple 5-minute candlesticks, or catching the entire daily candlestick for the day? I think that answer is pretty obvious, right? And we do that a lot of the times. We do that with most of the pairs. If all the final TPs get hit, most definitely. But of course, not all the times every TP going to get hit. But you can see here, before this turned into a red candlestick, we caught the entire daily candlestick here. We caught the entire daily candlestick here, literally the wick to wick. We caught the candlestick here. Man, we could have caught this. I don't know if we caught this whole thing here, but we have this marked off here. You know what I'm saying? Caught this daily candlestick here. Well, these were marked off too. I ended up deleting most of this when I was resetting my levels, because one day my trading view was bugging out, and like I was deleting these levels, but when I was adding new levels out of nowhere, like the levels I deleted came back, and it did that thing like 3 times in a row. So it's kind of annoying. That's besides the point. So new 15 did just start. I'm kind of liking this. Even though this would probably be a short-term buy. So yeah, right now I'm trying to determine if I want to go for the short-term buy or not. So I really want to see how price reacts to this level first. But again, before the news happened, it was very bearish when going for clear downtrends. So we're going to go for, look to see if there's any better looking setups. So GJ is rejecting this. So we're going to see if this is a retest or if GJ is going to break through this level. Because again, I am leaning towards sales. I'm not going to enter a buy until price breaks above this level and shows it's trying to hold this level. So if it breaks below this level or rejects this level like it did here yesterday, we're going to be looking for sales. Yeah, but it's just one of those weeks. But again, you know, acting like this is still working in our favor because, again, we're up for the week. So the goal isn't to jump into every opportunity, try to catch every pick in the market. The objective is to make sure that the trades you do go into end up going your way. That's the ultimate goal. So I have no problem missing a few pips here or there to see some extra confirmations or to wait for the better setup. I have no issue with that. Let me catch up to his comments though. Okay, I'm gonna check it out after this live. I'm gonna message back after this live. Because once I get off, I do got some other messages I gotta respond to. But yeah, that's what we're doing right here. Shout out to everyone still watching, all right? Because the people watching right now, and this is going to the people watching the recorded too. The people watching this right now, I can tell y'all the ones that actually or trying to learn something, right? Okay, don't take it the wrong way for people watching the recording later that didn't have time to watch this, but I can see the numbers, and the numbers did drop. And they probably dropped because we're not entering trades, or I missed a couple of candlesticks here or there, but I'm not really worried about that because we still went over a lot of good stuff, and trading isn't just about entering trades. So I'm not really worried about that. So shout out to everybody still watching the stream. Hope y'all learned something. But yeah, I got you. I'm gonna look at your message once we get off here. But we're gonna be on for a little bit still. Still gonna be watching these candlesticks, see how price is moving. Yeah, we could potentially see some reversals happen this today with the AD pairs, the New Zealand pairs also maybe. I was kind of anticipating. I knew the New Zealand news was going to shoot price up, which is why I didn't go for a sell. But I was kind of anticipating the GBP news that went off last night to push price back down. I don't know why I was thinking that, but I was like, okay, so I know the news is going to push price up, but if it can keep the bearish momentum, then maybe the GBP news will push price back down. But that didn't happen. So now we're just waiting. Now we're just patiently waiting for key price levels to get hit and confirmations to be met. Yeah, I've been canceled out literally this entire week's worth of lows. I'm talking, y'all can't see my screen. I'm looking at GN right now, so let me pull it up so y'all see what I'm talking about. That thing literally canceled out. This is Monday's candle, so that thing literally canceled out all this week's work, and now we're back up here. So depending on how it reacts, again, I'm not going to go for buys unless price break, either retest this level and treat that support. So that retest this level, I see it treating as support, then I could go for buys, or if price breaks above 0065 and treats that support, then we could possibly look for buys to around 2.0160 price range. That's going to be the game plan right there. Now, why are we waiting for that price level to get hit? Or why are we waiting for this price level to be retraced down to? It's very simple. Let's go ahead and highlight these. And then let's just go into 15. So again, let's go pay attention to this blue line and this golden line. So we see how price consistently reacts to these levels the same way. Every time price hits these levels, we see a reaction, whether it's a bounce to the upside, rejection to the downside, whether it's getting treated as support or resistance. But we see price over and over again continuously treat these same levels the same exact way. So that's why we wait for price to hit these levels. Because again, we do not control price, we do not control the markets. The only thing we can control is when we enter a trade, when we exit a trade, and our lot size. So that being said, if we can see here that price clearly reacts violently to these levels, why would we not wait for price to hit these levels so we can use that to our advantage, which is what we do every day when we enter trades anyways, right? So we pull up the trades we took yesterday, go to NAS100, right? We see here how price was treating this as a resistance. Then when it broke above, treated as support. Then we also saw price was bullish, so we wait for price to break above this level, wait to see if price can trade as support, Then once price did that, we entered the buy. And then the news. And my stop loss could have been a little lower, but you know, you get wicked out sometimes. That's why you want to pay attention to charts and look for possible re-entries and to get profits when you're blue. But again, we see it here, price consistently treating this level the same. Now, it hasn't been this high in a minute, so I'm gonna go on a smaller time, a bigger time frame to see something really quick. All right, cool. You know, screw that. Y'all get the point. Let me not sidetrack. Let me pull up GJ. This new 5 minutes just started. Okay, I was like, where is the chart? There it is. So price is rejecting back down. So we're going to see if price can break back below. And if it can, we're going to look for a sell. But if it continues to push to the upside, we're going to wait to see how price reacts to this level here. Now, again, why we're not going to go for a buy here? We wind about 5 minutes, broke that down. All right, but that's the game plan for this right here. That's going to be the game plan right here. Let's see what these other pairs are up to. Let's see what these other pairs are talking about. I'm going to keep this on that screen. I'm about to look and see what these other pairs are doing. All right, so I was going to pull some other pairs out the archive. So we're about to do that right now. I'm going to pull some other pairs out the archive right now. Give me 1 second. Yeah, so we're going to be looking at GJ. But I'm going to pull up these other USD pairs as well. Take a look at that. So we're watching GJ still. Waiting to see if we can break below this level. We got about 2 minutes until the next 15. All right, cool. Yeah, so we're just patiently waiting right now. Try to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Y'all should see it on y'all screen. Let me double check to make sure it's on the screen. Yeah, you should see on the bottom of y'all screen at Playmaker_ways to Instagram, Playmaker ways to TikTok. I post daily on both pages. Some stuff I can't post on TikTok, so I post that stuff on Instagram. But I do post on both. We're almost at 1,000 followers on TikTok. Once we get to 1,000, we're gonna be able to go live on TikTok as well. The lives are going to be, I might go live at the same time on TikTok like I am here, but I do plan on going live outside of run this session on TikTok. And I got a lot of things planned for that. Gonna mix things up. So yeah, help your boy out on that. I'm here, I'm not quitting. I don't know how long it takes me to level up. I'm here, my guy. You know, it's not no set time limit, but honestly, well, I don't know how long you've been trading for. So how long have you been trading? Is this your first year? I think we talked yesterday. I think you said what, like 6 months? If I'm not mistaken. But honestly, if you just, I'm actually gonna drop a video on this this weekend. But honestly, if you just, like I went over yesterday, you put the same amount of time in every day. And you not just put this time in, but you're serious with it. Like you're serious. Like you're taking notes. You're learning from your mistakes. You're identifying. You know what went wrong. You know what went wrong, and you fix that. So you know if you lost a trade, like I lost a trade because I enter too early, I enter too late, over leveraged, or I counter trend traded, or I entered a little too early, it had to retrace, hit another level, I can possibly look for entry here. But as long as you know what went wrong or what went right during the trade, and you make sure to adjust and don't just repeatedly keep making the same mistakes, you're gonna be fine. I said this the other day, like I used to do sports back in the day, and there's always some people that join that aren't athletic, which is cool and all, but you suck for a little bit until you get good. But I've seen the worst people. I'm not gonna say they turned out amazing, but you definitely see improvement. So I say that to be like, I've never seen someone that didn't try, come in every day to put in the work, and they didn't see any, they didn't reap the reward, or they didn't see any results, right? There's no way that you can consistently try and put in the same work every day and not see improvements. It's almost impossible. I'm not gonna say it's not impossible, because there's always that small percentage, but it's almost impossible, right? Like if you're really doing something the same amount of time every day and not seeing improvement, there's something on your end going on. You have to figure that out. But honestly, if you know what I'm saying, like I told my story, I say it all the time. I don't like saying it every day, but like I went from failing challenges, blowing accounts after account after account after account, and then I had that epiphany moment. I was like, all right, I withdrew my money on my live account, and I was like, I'm not going to trade or put any money into my broker until I figure this out. And then I went hard, you know what I'm saying? Like, I studied the charts, I was watching video after video, I was back testing, practicing on demos, and fast forward a year and some change, you know what I'm saying? And here we are. But the biggest thing it comes down to is knowing how to read the charts, knowing how to read candlesticks, knowing where to enter at, knowing where to exit, knowing where to put your stop loss, knowing how to count pips, and then calculating your lot size. I know this sounds like a list, but it's really not that much. And the beautiful thing about this is once you get all the stuff down, it's literally rinse and repeat. So it seems like a lot in the beginning, but you tackle things that one thing at a time, and then it's just rinse and repeat. You know what I'm saying? It's just rinse and repeat. So your new 15 just started. Price is breaking below this level. That's what we're anticipating. So now we're about to see if it can hold this level. And if it can, we're going to go for a sell on this. And there's another pair I'm looking at as well that I'm going to pull up. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, I'm going to cut you to the comments in a second, but I got to pay attention to these pairs really quick, because there was a few other pairs worth looking at. And the New Zealand pairs are taking off. Yeah, taking off. So we're going to wait for some retracements, or like I said, for price to hit that level, the next level above it, and then we'll go from there. But the New Zealand pairs are taking off. It haven't done a retest though, which is why we haven't jumped in on it. But yeah, we're liking this right here. Yeah, so I'm gonna write this up. So I do like how this is looking. All right, new 5 minute just started. So we're waiting to see if this 15 can hold underneath this level. And if it can hold underneath this level, then you can look for a sell. So we see this retest going on right now, which is what we want. So if this retest can hold this level, and depending on what the next 15 looks like, on the next 5 minute going into the next 15, we could possibly jump in on the sell here. Yeah, exactly. It's not a lot. It's just one thing at a time, you know. And another thing is just don't rush. Don't rush and don't invest what you can't afford to lose. If you don't rush the process and you're not investing what you can't afford to lose, you will see better results. Because if you're risking what you can't afford to lose, aka you got your lunch money, your gas money, your rent money in here, you're going to feel that pressure to try to win. And then that's when the emotions come to run high, because immediately when you're in drawdown, you're going to start freaking out. Now add all those emotions to it when you don't know what's going on your screen. So it makes sense why a lot of people freak out, over leverage, chase trades, all that stuff, because, you know, when I didn't know what I was looking at, and immediately when there was a retracement or a spike, and I had no idea what was going on. You know what I'm saying? So it makes sense. But like, once you understand what's going on at all times, and you know you're risking what you're okay with risking, or leveraging, trading becomes a lot more relaxing, because then it's just, you know what I'm saying, it's just rinse and repeat, just sticking to your rules. Because again, in the long run, you know, your strategy is, if you win more than you lose, if you have a higher win rate, high win rate, high win percentage, you're not going to be scared of losing a trade, right? And if you move your SL in profit once you are blue on top of that, you have nothing to worry about. Those are the biggest things right there. Those are the biggest things right there. But let me go ahead and write these trade ideas up. I'm going to post this disclaimer as well. Yeah, I see your message. I'm going to respond to once we get off this live. I got you. There's a few other members I respond to too. And don't think I just respond to members. Like I said, if you guys want to contact me, you can hit me on Instagram or Telegram. I respond to all members. I was just messaging someone that wasn't a member yesterday. I mean, I message people that aren't members every day, but I'm just using it as an example. But yeah, I'm going to write these trade ideas up. Those that's just on the stream, we haven't entered these yet. These are just trade ideas. Make sure that first link in the description, join the free Telegram. You see on your screen how we did, how we're doing this week so far, and how we did last week. I'm going to pull that up on the screen in a little bit. So SL for this, if it can hold this level. So again, we got a new 5 minute about to start in about 40 seconds. We're going to wait for the next 15. The SL for this, I'm looking at 169.20. Boom. Decent stop loss. Well, good thing I double read what I put. All right, so I'm going to post a disclaimer. Make sure to read this disclaimer. On your phone, it might look like a big paragraph, but it is literally just 11 sentences. All right, it's just 11 sentences. Don't break down how the TPs work. Because again, I'm to be knowing people aren't reading this, because I be getting messages or people will be sending thumbs downs after TPs get hit. All right, so when a TP gets hit, We're gonna go over the stuff too. I'm gonna start doing that as well because I know most people aren't gonna read this. Shout out to y'all if y'all read it. But we're gonna put this over to the side really quick so we don't miss what's going down. But yeah, new 5 minutes just started, so let's go into 5 minutes so we can see what went down. So those that was here literally about 10 minutes ago, you saw how this was a green candlestick. Now you see the end result. Well, let me move the arrow so you can see the end result because you can't see it right now. You literally see how it was retesting that level, how it whipped that level and rejected. And now we see the third 15 trying to push through these levels of traffic, push to the downside. But now you see how it turned red and now it's pushing up green. So that's why we're waiting for the next 15. All right, that's why we're waiting for the next 15. All right, so we're gonna put this over there. We get about 4 minutes to the next 15. Looking at other pairs as well. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Yeah, some interesting things going on. This is a good example of what we're just talking about, not to still do a proper chart analysis even when looking at correlating pairs. Because EA and GA are doing their own thing right now. They're in their own world right now. And I'm looking at GJ, but like I said, we're going to be waiting for the next 15. I'm looking at it though, but we're going to be waiting for the next 15. Cool. All right. So I just posted a disclaimer. This is how we did yesterday. Went 3-0 yesterday, caught a total of 3,135 pips. NAS caught 3,000 pips. TP2 got hit. GA caught 27 pips. TP4 got hit. EJ, all TPs got hit. Caught 108 pips. In the day 3-0, 8-1 for the week so far. Only took one loss, and that was on Tuesday or Wednesday. Can't remember. One of those days. All right, but this is the disclaimer, right? So obviously, use proper risk and do not over leverage. Every trade is not guaranteed to go all the way to the final TP. Again, all the way to the final TP or in our favor. Every trade that I do post is one that I personally entered. So before entering any trade, do your own chart analysis and see if one, the price is near my entry and no TPs got hit, or two, that you see the same thing that I'm seeing. Stick to your trading goal and do not get greedy. Once it is blue, it is on you. Profit is never yours until you move exit on profit or close the trade. All right, when the TP is hit, you'll either reject or break through. Again, when the TP is hit, you'll either reject or break through. So keep an eye on your charts. I do my best to notify y'all as soon as the TP gets hit. That way y'all can immediately go to y'all's charts and MT4s and do exactly that, right? I was scrolling for something, but I totally forgot what I was scrolling for. But it'll come back to me. Yeah, so we got about a minute to the next 15. It's already kind of starting to try to make the move happen. But we're going to see what this next 15 looks like. Because we might be jumping into some things. And Iron's Newton. What's 58? Yeah, trying to make that move. But we got about 20 seconds to the next 15. I got the trade idea written up. All right, move 15. You see it's trying to do a retest. It's right at this level here. We look to the left. It's going to explain what's happening in the present and what's going to potentially happen in the future. All right, so why is price retesting and stuck at this level right here? So we look to the left and just look at the green dotted line. And if I put a line right here, literally I'm putting a line where the price is currently at. And we can see how things are matching up. So first thing we can see is this level of traffic. We're currently underneath this level of traffic. It's retesting that level of traffic. Second thing we see is we can see wick here in the past, how price reacted to the same level sometime in the past. And then let's see if we can see something. Keep scrolling. Nope. But the main thing we need to pay, well, we're not going to go into that. We'll have to pay attention to this right here. And so it's doing a retest right now. So right now we're waiting to see if it's going to come up any higher, because if it's going to come up higher, we're going to let it do that. Why? Because we'll get a better risk reward and we'll catch more pips, being less drawdown, etc., etc. So we're going to wait and see if it's going to push up any more. It looks like it's holding this level and it's trying to push to the downside. Also, we look at the 5 minute, it did that perfect retest that we was looking for. Obviously, a retest on the 15 is a lot stronger than a retest on the 5 minute. So that's why we're waiting to see if this retest is going to come through or not. But of course, if it breaks the number I'm looking at and have marked off, going to enter there. But sure enough, it's doing a retest, so we're going to let it do its thing. I'm going to let it do its thing. We might be entering this soon. I'm looking at some other charts right now. We're going to let that retest do its thing. EJ is kind of doing the same thing right now. I'm going to see what these other pairs are up to. All right, so it's doing a retest. We got a wick going on. Got about a minute and a half to the next 5 minutes. So we're going to see how this 5 minute closes. Those is just on the stream. We have not entered this yet. This is a trade idea though. We are looking at a potential sell setup here. Yeah, I like how I was rejecting that right there. Oh, what's up? What are you saying, bro? For what happened? Yeah, it's holding as resistance so far, so we might jump in this. We're gonna wait for the next 5 minutes, see what that does. Yeah, it's holding that wall nicely. Yeah, so we're waiting for this next 5 minutes. It's about to pop up literally right now. So again, what we're doing right now, we're just watching the retest. I got a number in my head. So right now we're just waiting for the retest to see if it can hold this level. We waited for it to break through. It did break back and reject this level. Now we see the possible retest that we was talking about at the beginning of the live. So if we can hold this level as resistance, we can go for a sell to the downside, especially if we can hold underneath this level of traffic. That's what we're going to be looking for. Am I quiet, y'all? That's because I'm looking at some other pairs too. I got 3 screens in my face. I'm looking at this trade. I'm looking at some other trade setups. Yeah, we're letting this retest right now. Letting it do its thing right now. Yes, there's a few setups I'm looking at. So I'm writing these trade ideas up. But again, it's still pushing up. So we're not going to enter yet. Because why enter on a sell when it's still pushing up? This will just give us a better risk reward, put us in less drawdown, and be able to help us catch more pips. So we're just going to let it keep pushing up. It's still underneath this 4-hour level, getting treated as resistance. So we're going to let it keep doing this thing. Yeah, so we're just patiently waiting right now. Let's see if we can hold this level. Okay, on that screen, let me see what these other pairs are up to. Yeah, GA and EA are kind of doing their own thing right now. So we're going to ignore GA for the time being. Because EA is kind of doing what I kind of wanted to see it do. Again, I'm looking at some chart. I'm kind of focusing right now. That's why I'm quiet. Markets are funky right now. Yeah, so it's rejecting that level. Which is why we waited. Because imagine we would have entered here. It was just because we broke this level. We're going to draw that right now. Now, granted, it can still reverse back to the downside. This is why we wanted to wait for the next 15. to see as an extra confirmation if price was going to hold that level. But as you can see, it's kind of rejecting that level. It's still respecting it so far, but we're going to see what this next 15 looks like. Yeah, but the GBP pairs are just pumping up right now. I know it's the 4 o'clock hour, and usually the GBP pairs pump, but that doesn't mean they always pump to the upside, but they're all pumping to the upside. And the euro pairs are still staying the same. I was kind of waiting for the 4 o'clock hour to kind of pump in the direction I was anticipating, but it's still, as you can see, pushing up. Now this one's not pumping up, but the other GBP pairs are pumping to the upside currently. We're still going to pay attention to these pairs right here. So we're going to stay on for the next 15, because I do, if we can, I do want to enter something if we can on live, but we did like usual, because I was going into my tangents, so we did miss a couple setups, not even live, because I was talking, and that does happen. And I was literally saying I didn't want that to happen, but sure enough, I got to talking and it ended up happening regardless. But it happens. Yeah, so we got about 3 minutes to the next 15. And then we're going to see how price reacts to this level, because it's still chilling at the same level. So really for this whole hour, price has been kind of ranging, because, well, let me not say that, because we started the stream here. Yeah, so basically since this whole stream, prices have just been playing at this level, because we started the stream here. And yeah, this is all price has been doing so far. Again, we do got USD news later on today, 2 hours into New York, hour after the markets open for the indices. And then we had New Zealand and GBP news last night during Tokyo session, which caused the huge pumps / reversals / retracements. So right now we're just kind of trying to see what price is going to do for the rest of the day. Whether it's going to retrace back, break through the levels above or below it, all that good stuff. So that's what we're waiting on right now. The new 15 about to start though. So we see his right still chilling at this level. So this next 15, I want to see it. I'd like to go for a sell, but obviously we're going to wait to see what price does. We see it's still kind of respecting this level. So we're going to see what this next 15 does. All right, new 15 is about to start. And as we can see, it's still just chilling here. So we're about to see what it does. All right, new 15 just started. Whoops, my bad. Hope y'all didn't have earphones in. All right, so starting off red, but again, we want to see if we can break and hold below this level because we're going to 5 minute. We want to see it break back and hold below this level. So we see it's attempting to, but again, we're not going to get excited or trigger happy because again, we just saw a clear example of why not. We want to wait for the confirmation. We want to wait for price to show us, all right? Because again, I really don't like to go off touch and goes for this main reason because we don't control the markets. So you want to look for and wait for as many confirmations as possible. But so far it is holding this level, but we're just going to wait for it to break below. All right, because if we can break and hold this level, we can see the potential downtrend begin on this pair here. But if we can respect this level and break this daily level, we could potentially see, probably not today, but maybe next week, the bullish momentum continue back. Because again, before this week, we was in a clear uptrend and we was catching buys for the most part. Again, you can see, but you can't really see it too clearly on here. But you can see these buy setups here, got a little choppy here. This buy setup here, this buy setup here. And we see yesterday how it's respecting this level of support, failing to break this level twice. If it would have broken, held underneath this level, would be more clearly looking like a downtrend start, the beginning of a downtrend. So we're going to go back on the smaller time frame. You got a small imbalance here. Hit the 50 on it. But yeah, that's pretty much what's going on there. But it is red. It looks like it's attempting to, again, we're going to wait for price to break below this level and hit the number of price I have in my head. So that's going to be the game plan there. A little bit of a slower day, but like I said, we did miss. I'm gonna keep 100. We did end up missing a couple of entries when I got into my tangent. We did miss a couple of entries, but like we went over, like the way the market's been this week and this month so far, you know, if you miss those entries, you know, you're gonna have to wait for the next one. And as we saw, if y'all just joined the stream, I recommend rewatching from the beginning. After you hit that first link and join the free Telegram, we went over a lot of stuff. We basically went over market conditions for the week, basically what's been going on this week, all that good stuff. Yeah, let's reject that level. I won't be on the chart still though, because there are a few other sets we can possibly jump into before New York. Interesting. And then there was that one pair that I decided to leave alone until we hit that safer entry. Yeah, they're moving a little different, a little off right now. So I'm curious to see if EA is going to follow GA's momentum or not. So far, it's rejecting though. Yeah, so it's still playing at this low as you can see. So we're still going to watch that there. Yeah, so I'm going to keep an eye on this. Me and members did enter one trade, but I'm going to keep an eye on this too because it's ranging here. And like we just went over, when its price is ranging, it's going to break out one way or another. Broke this level, did the retest, rejected this level, and now we're still yet again chilling at this key price level that we went over and broke at the beginning of the stream. All right, so quick recap of the stream. We went over basically the market conditions, explaining why it's been so choppy, showing y'all that it's been choppy. We went over the trades we took this week. Excuse me, went over last week as well. You see on the screen we're 8-1 currently this week. We didn't take any trades last night because the news events kind of caused reversals and or retracements. So that's kind of what we're dealing with right now. We had GBP news last night, and then we also had New Zealand news. Those that have been here this week, you know, we've been calling New Zealand sell since not yesterday, since Friday, but the news alone canceled out. Literally, this is the Monday candle. We caught this huge drop on Monday. The news alone yesterday canceled out all of the candlesticks from this week. And now we're currently at this key price level that I was saying we want to pay attention to. So we're going to be watching this. As you can see, it's rejecting this level so far, which is why we have this marked off, because if we can hold this level as resistance, we can still look for sells. All right. So we see it rejecting right here. So we're going to be, So we're going to be watching this as well. And we might potentially have a repeat of Monday here. But we're going to see how this candlestick closes and reacts to this level here. But that's basically what's going on. That's basically the game plan. We literally stared at GJ all stream. And for 2 hours, well, hour and a half, it literally hasn't done anything. Was moved, but y'all know what I mean. Y'all know what I mean. All right, let me catch up to these comments. All right, cool. All right, y'all, make sure to hit that like button. If you ain't subscribed already, make sure to hit that sub button. Why? Because we don't just live trade every day. But if you just click the profile, you'll see that we have a bunch of videos from trade breakdowns, trading tip videos, funded account videos, trade breakdowns, trading plans. I don't know if that's a real account or what, but y'all be commenting on all my posts. I don't know if y'all just promoting our stuff or you're a real account, but regardless, shout out to the algorithm. But let me pull this up really quick. Give me 1 second. If it will load. All right. Videos. Videos. There we go. So we literally have a bunch of videos. We have videos from the $200 account challenge where I show y'all in 3 days I made 50% of my account. 5 mistakes every forex trader should avoid. Bunch of trade breakdowns with 164 pip move trade breakdown, 240 point move trade breakdown, 2,400 pip move trade breakdown. I go over risk to reward in this video. This is a trade breakdown of 2 trades I called before the news. This is a video on how to trade news, 3 things to do before entering a trade, 5 tips that make you profitable. This is a strategy, another trade breakdown, 200 pip trade breakdown, 150 pip trade breakdown. That's some course stuff. Hold on. I'm in the studio, so things look a little weird. But yeah, there's just a bunch of videos there. But yeah, again, ain't nothing we can do. We don't control the markets. We did miss a couple entries though. But besides that, the other ones we're looking at, we literally just saw price just play around at that level. And we see price chilling right here. So I'm going to be paying attention to GN. I'm also going to be paying attention to GJ. Let's go back to GJ before I hop off to see what it's looking like. Yeah, so it's rejecting that level. So yeah, like I said, if it pushes back up, we could look for short-term buys to 169.30. I'm personally going to wait for 169.30 to get hit to see how it reacts to that level, because that's my daily level. And why we're waiting for that level specifically is because, zoom out, and if I highlight this level, boom, boom, I go to settings, coordinates, 169.33, I would say 169.30. Same thing, it probably just moved up a couple pips because I boldened it up. But if we look here, we can see that this is a very strong resistance level. You see all these wicks right here, saw the rejection, you saw this wick, and then a huge drop to the downside. And then if we go to the present, and we go on a smaller time frame, so y'all can see it a lot more clearer, you see price react in the same exact way, literally yesterday, and then last week on Wednesday. So that's why we're waiting for this level, because this is a very strong support resistance level. So if price can break and above this level, then we have a very high likelihood of the bullish momentum possibly continuing, right? Because we have this huge wall of price here, and then we saw this huge rejection, which is why we was looking for a sell here. You also see this is on a 1 hour time frame, this rejection wick. We saw price literally chilling here. We saw price reject this level. We see price chilling here still, which is why I was looking for a sell here. But again, if price can break this level, then we can definitely most likely see buys for the rest of the day pumping through. The price is just kind of chilling right here. So we're going to keep an eye on this. We're going to keep an eye on GN. We're going to look at EN as well as EJ. Going to be paying attention to those pairs. We're only waiting for this next 15. So we're going to hold underneath this level. We might look for some sells on this pair as well. That's basically what's going on there. But yeah, we're going to be back at it. Make sure to follow me. Let me make sure it's on the screen. Instagram and TikTok. Going to be posting some videos and posting some posts later today. And if we take any trades, like I said, it's going to be posted in the tyllionaire. I just posted a disclaimer because we was looking at a GJ trade, but it didn't play out yet. So we're going to be looking at GN. Still keeping an eye on GJ. And then we're going to look at the Euro pairs. All right, but me and the members are currently in a trade. So before I hop off, we're going to show you that trade. I'm also going to post a screenshot of this on my story on Instagram. So make sure to follow me on Instagram. We are in this trade here, and we just hit TP1. So we're up 200 pips right now, or 20 points. Let me go ahead and let the members know that TP1 just got hit. TP1 hit. And I'll pull it up on the screen too, because I know the number shrunk. So I know a lot of people ain't here. So again, shout out to y'all that's still watching the stream, whether y'all just joined, whether y'all been here from the beginning, whether y'all been here for 30 minutes. Shout out to y'all. But let me go ahead and whoops, don't look at this. This is a trade idea that hasn't been for that. So disregard that. Don't even look at that. But that just shows you that I had that trade idea ready for y'all if GJ played through, but it didn't play through yet. But anyways, this is the trade right here. So I posted this. We entered this about 15 minutes ago. We just hit TP1. And yeah, so we're nice floating in profit on this. Let me post a screenshot of this trade when I get off. And I forget about you. Okay. Ryan, I still got you when I get off and respond to your message. Look at your charts, all that good stuff. We're going to be back at the same time, not tomorrow, because today's Friday. We're going to be back at it same time next week, Monday, 3 a.m. EST London session. And yeah, again, we do have news at 10 o'clock. That's the only high impact news at 10. So keep that in mind. And yeah, members, we are going to go live today. We're not going to be live for the news event, but we are going to go live today. So I'll send the link out and the details for that in a couple hours. But we are going to go live today.